What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin with this year's Canada Day special. Today we're reviewing Alpha Flight Classic Volume 2 by John Byrne. I don't have Volume 1. This is the best I could do. Which this goes for 30 US, 33 Canadians, rated teen plus, and collects Alpha Flight 9 through 19 and X-Men 109, which is the first appearance of Guardian, or Weapon Alpha, as he's called in here. So this is written and drawn by John Byrne, the legendary UK-born Canadian artist. Which, holy crap, man! Like John Byrne, I forgot. Like I know he lives in Canada, but I didn't know he considered himself a Canadian. Because I read on his Wikipedia that he was born in the UK. So I thought, oh, you're born from the UK, you would probably think yourself as English or something. No, he apparently sees himself as Canadian. So yeah, the book starts off with a Sasquatch story. Where it's basically, they do basically their version of The Thing. Like, the John Carpenter's The Thing with The Thing. Which is like, holy crap. Like, for people who don't know, Sasquatch is basically the Canadian version of, like, Bruce Banner the Hulk. But instead of, like, you know, him, when Walter transforms into Sasquatch, he's not, you know, done like the Hulk. So I thought this was a really cool horror story, and it turns out that like they did like a pretty cool take on The Thing, which it turns out the thing, like what happens is they're doing research on this Arctic base on like not gamma radiation, like space radiation or something, only for The Thing to show up and people start dying, and they think it's like, you know, some alien or something like super being showed up, only for it turns out it wasn't The Thing that showed up when they went in the teleportation. It was Super Skrull. So you have Sasquatch versus the Super Skrull. We get an origin story for Aurora, the mutant sister of Northwind. So yeah, it turns out she has like split personality. There's a cameo from Wolverine, which there's a lot of cameos from Wolverine, by the way, which he was supposed to be like, in the Alpha Flight's backstory, he was supposed to be one of the founding members. He was originally supposed to be the team leader, but you know, he didn't want the role. So this was cool. Which also we have this story where James Hudson gets a job offer from Roxanne Oil. Yes, Roxanne Oil from the Astonishing X-Men graphic novel we reviewed. And he's planning on moving to New York. And who does he run into? Captain America. I love how like Captain America like looks like it's like here. It's like, look at this, man. It's like here you see the Chad Canadian like superhero, and here you see like Captain America looks very wimpy compared to like James Hudson. So I thought like, oh, there's like there's like some Canadian pride going on over here, which is like, oh my god. So yeah, really cool story. So we get the origin story of Northwind, who is the twin brother of Aurora, which they were separated from birth because their parents died, and like they couldn't the relatives of their relatives couldn't afford to adopt both of them, so they adopted Northwind, and the other girl grew up in an old girl Catholic school and was bullied by the nun, so that caused her split personality. So then we get the main story here, where it's basically somebody is going around recruiting disgruntled employees of like the Alpha Flight programs. Here you see you got Box, Diamond, Lil, Flashback, Smartlock, and Wild Child, and this is the girl who's recruiting them all for this guy, in the wheelchair. Which we also got Sasquatch's backstory. He was friends with he was a friends with Bruce Banner in like college. Here you see the main villain, who is Jerry Jackson, who set up this trap. We get his backstory. Who set up his trap for James Hudson in New York, who rigged this like fake job offer to kidnap Heather, James Hudson's wife, who James Hudson is guardian, by the way, to lure Guardian to New York so he can have him killed with their fake Alpha Flight called Weapon Omega. So here we see the other members of Alpha Flight. There's Marina, who's currently in a relationship with Namor, and because they're goofing off, like she doesn't see the call signal from Alpha Flight. So we get this fight between Sasquatch and Northwind because, you know, Aurora doesn't want to hang out with Northwind anymore, her brother. So, and like Aurora's dating Sasquatch. Yeah, so we get this kind of childish fight between them all. So yeah, here we see James Hudson battling Weapon Omega, or Omega Flight. So it's pretty. This is pretty cool. Way better than like the fight scenes you would see in Chris Claremont's X-Men run, because like Chris Claremont, like I don't know, he's not very good at writing battles in my opinion. Here it's like a little like you see actual strategy to the fights, which I enjoy, not a lot. And we also get this, because if you watch my X-Men Alpha Flight review, then you know, like, okay, this guy dies, and we get his tragic death scene here, where his after battling Vox's cyborg, which is being controlled by Jackson, his suit gets damaged and it's about to explode, so he has to remove the power source before he blows up, only for him to get distracted by his wife, and he blows up and dies. So holy fuck, dude. It's really fucking dark after that. We get this funeral scene that's fake. So it's actually a nightmare. So we get this second arc of the story where we get this where our Heather is hanging out with Puck, and there's this underwater creature going around killing people in Lake Ontario and Toronto, and it's up to Puck to stop it, and we get a team up between Puck, Marina, and Namor against the creature. Only to find out that the person behind the creature was an old Alpha Flight villain called Master. So here you see the Master. So this was a pretty cool arc. We get a retelling of Alpha Flight's like origin story and like their first encounter with their X-Men, where they obviously reuse images. And in the final arc, we get this kind of like ghost story, where they also introduce a new hero for the team, which is Shaman's daughter, Elizabeth To Youngman, who turns out to be Talisman. So this was a cool story where they have to go back in time to fight this like demonic entity. And this was really cool, dude. They go on about time travel and that. And also, the last issue is like the first appearance of like Weapon Alpha. So what I think about this graphic novel. So like I said, I would say I really enjoyed it. It made me want to check out more John Byrne Alpha Flight, because it has all the qualities of Chris Claremont's X-Men, but though it's honestly it's not like storytelling is not as good, but I think the character work is good. The stories are good. The stories are very Silver Age, And the action scenes, in my opinion, are great, man. Like, the action scenes are done way better here than Chris Claremont's X-Men, where the action scenes are not that great, in my opinion. Here, there's more strategy, more thought into, like, you know, what the characters can do with their power sets against certain like enemies and what they can do. I thought all that stuff was very creative. So obviously, you know, John Byrne's an artist, so, you know, you're not going to get, like, top-tier writing, though I thought the writing, for what it is, like, this was really good, man. For what it is, like, if you like Silver Age-type storytelling, this was good. And there is some of the modern, like, soap opera stuff that I kind of hate, but here, it was okay. You know, it was good for what it was. So, yeah. I enjoyed it, and I like the, you know, as goofy as you think Alpha Flight would be for like group of Canadian superheroes, they play it straight here and it was good. Not like with the Scott Lobdell like Alpha Flight book I reviewed where it's like it was kind of a joke. Here it's serious and was done well, dude. So I enjoyed it. Solid 7 out of 10. If you're a fan of John Byrne's work, if you're a fan of Chris Claremont's X-Men, I think you would enjoy this. Though it kind of sucks that, like, you know, they're setting up that they're all, like, Heather is going to replace Hudson as the, you know, as Guardian. But you know what? Hudson had, like, a very, like, you know, yeah, it sucked he died, but, you know, he went out in a very memorable way, dude. Like, it was very traumatic. So I thought, okay, I thought that was cool. I can't really complain they didn't do more with them because obviously I didn't read the first like 8 issues or whatever, so that's my fault. I need to find Classic Volume 1. Apparently it's not in print. I don't know if there's an omnibus. If there is an omnibus, I'm definitely going to get it, dude. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I would say it's worth checking out. Alright guys, peace. Our next graphic novel review will be the 4th of July special where we'll be reviewing Captain America, Winter Soldier. Alright guys, peace out.